We have always believed we were the first to build, the first to think, the first to look at the stars and wonder. But deep beneath the surface of the Earth, something was waiting that would challenge that belief. In 2049, a drilling expedition reached a layer of rock far older than any human history, older than our species itself. And inside that rock, sealed away from the world, they found a city. Not the ruins of one. A city. Streets, towers, structures of perfect deliberate design, preserved in stone that had formed 10,000 years before the first humans ever walked the Earth. The discovery was impossible, because there were no humans alive to build it. At first, researchers assumed they had made a mistake, that the dating was wrong, that nature had simply mimicked the shapes of a city. But the deeper they looked, the more undeniable it became. The walls were cut with a precision no natural process could explain. The streets followed deliberate patterns. And at the center of the city stood a single structure, unlike anything human hands have ever made. Whoever built this place was here long before us, and they were not human. Researchers had no name for them. In their notes, they called them simply the First Ones. The First Ones left almost nothing behind. No bones, no bodies, no writing we could read. Only the city itself, and the strange, silent technology embedded in its walls. But the most unsettling discovery was not what they built. It was what they pointed to. Carved into the floor of the central structure was a map, not of the Earth, but of the sky. A precise chart of the stars as they appeared, not in our time, but tens of thousands of years ago. And one star, far from our own, had been marked. The first ones, it seemed, had not come from this world. The theory that emerged was difficult to accept, that long before humanity, a civilization from beyond our solar system had arrived on a young, empty Earth, that they had built here, and that, for reasons we may never understand, they had gone. Some believe they died out, others believe they left, returning to the star they had marked. And a few believe something stranger, that the city was never meant for them at all, because at the heart of the structure, behind a sealed door, researchers found a single empty chamber. Its walls were smooth, its purpose unclear, but it had been built to be opened from the outside, by someone who would come much later. By us. There was one final marking, etched above the door. Translated as closely as the symbols allow, it read, "When you can read this, you are ready to know you were never alone." To this day, the city beneath the rock divides everyone who studies it. Many refuse to believe it is real, that a city could exist before the builders of cities, that we were not the first. But the rock is real. Its age is real. And the city is still there, waiting in the dark. The first ones remain the oldest and the most unsettling discovery in human history. Proof, perhaps, that the story of intelligence on Earth did not begin with us. A reminder that we may be the inheritors of a world far older than we imagine, and that somewhere, etched in stone beneath our feet, a message has been waiting 10,000 lifetimes for us to finally understand it. Recovered stories from worlds that never existed.